So I need everybody out here to focus up.
Our first topic we're going to jump into is Jordan's over life insurance.
Mr. C.J. Johnson, what up?
Hey, how you guys doing? Man, thank you
Good
guys
morning.
for having me. Good morning to all, man. Blessings. Yeah, man. Hey, this is a serious topic. Something I'm extremely passionate about. I've been in this industry for about 13 years now. I got insurance when I was 30 years old. First time I ever got insurance. I didn't know nothing about life insurance. I heard about it, but like one of the other fellas said, it wasn't talked about in my community. You know, we thought doing car washes and selling dinner plates was normal when somebody passed away. You know, we out there celebrating life, washing cars. You know, and we really thought that was normal. But it's like, okay, but what about that person that's leaving people behind? That car wash and that dinner plate's not gonna take care of that family. You know, it's just for the burial. You know, and then I know you guys, the topic is life insurance over Jordans, or Jordans over life insurance. It's funny because I had made a post of a Jordan symbol. I did this about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I put it on Facebook, and I said, if life insurance came with a Jordan symbol, everybody would jump on it. So wow. The thing is, what I've learned in my years of doing this in the industry is that people just don't have the education about it. You know, people really don't understand how it really works. People just think it's just to pay for a funeral. What we preach is creating generational wealth for life insurance. You know, it ain't just about paying for a funeral. It's about leaving a stepping stone behind for your kids. I want my kids to be straight when I'm gone. You know, I'm trying to build my business now, but I want them, just in case something happens to them prematurely, I want my kids to get all that and continue the legacy. You know.
Okay, well, Mr. Johnson, can I stop you real quick and just say, can you actually tell us exactly who you are and what you do, your credentials and everything?
Absolutely. Okay, so my name is Connor Johnson, but everybody calls me CJ, Connor Johnson. I specialize in life insurance and investments. Life insurance investment, me and my wife, we have a business together. She came on full time with me about 4.5 years ago. She just retired from her job from juvenile court of 20 years, retired at the age of 38. She's 40 now, so we do this business together. She would have been with me, but we got something going on today, so she's out running around and getting stuff from the stores. But yeah, so like I said, we specialize in life insurance and investment. So we are fully licensed and fully investment licensed. So we have our Series 6, Series 63, Series 26, Series 65. So we have all those licenses. So we're able to do a whole lot more for families when it comes to life insurance and investments.
So he's the man that goes through. We have some questions. So he's like our resident expert.
Where you at, Mr. TS? Where you at, sir?
I mean, the bottom line is death is real, and as we get older, it's easier for us to accept that because we've all been to a lot of funerals. Some of us been to the same funerals together. But the reality is that, you know, not only do you gotta help your people go on after you, but I mean, I would say that, you know, not only just life insurance, you might want to even look into like a living trust, depending on what you have. But the bottom line is we got to be thinking beyond ourselves when it comes to our children and our family, so they can just keep that torch going. That's the reality. As far as Jordans, no disrespect to anybody that's got Jordans, never ever had Jordans in my life.
I had about 5 pairs in my life. And my son's name is Jordan. So he's my favorite player. I never really bought him. I think it's like, I think people rather look good than be good. You know, I think it's tangible to them. It's something I can see right here. I have it with me. So you can't see life insurance. You know, you can't see investments. I'm gonna talk about Black people. I know we don't want to talk. I know it's a lot of different races that do this, but I cater towards my people. And from what I see, we like to be flashy. We want to show this, show that, but we really don't own nothing. We don't have no life insurance and things like that. So, and you know, like I said, it just comes to the lack of education about it. I had to get educated about it because I didn't know. So now I'm just a student of the game now. You know, I'm not an expert, but I study this industry a lot. You know, because I want to see what these other folks are doing, how they're benefiting from it, and how I can bring that back to my people.
Facts. I've seen like E40 the rapper E40 was talking about how that's how a lot of other folks, maybe Caucasians, the so-called white man. I ain't messing with my cousin anyway. A lot of Caucasian, that's how they achieve wealth and get things because they have $1 million policies. You just think like, oh, just because he's a white person, he's smart or something. He probably inherited $1 million because his father or parents maxed out with the insurance for their children. So a lot of times when our parents pass away, we just get a bill. That's really what happens in the Black community a lot, in the Hispanic community.
Yes, sir. Well, the one question was, how much does it cost for insurance, and can you tell us the difference? I know Lady J spoke on it, but can you really break down the difference between term life and whole life and all that old stuff?
Absolutely. Well, the cost all only depends. It depends on your age and your health. So they always say it's best to get insurance while you're young because it's cheaper. And insurance companies, they go off of the risk factor. They want to see how much of a risk you are. So if you're unhealthy, you might not be able to get covered, or you might get covered, but it might be at a higher rate, right? So they say get the insurance while you're young and you lock in that price. So like I said, it could be from $15, it could be up to $200, $500. I've seen people pay $1,000 a month, but the thing is, like, still in this industry, there's a lot of vultures in this industry. They're just trying to make a commission off of you and not really breaking down the ins and outs when it comes to life insurance. So the difference, like with term life and whole life, the thing is, okay, like Miss Lady J said, yes, term life is set for a specific term. So you can get up to 20 to 35 years with the term insurance. And then you have whole life. The whole life is, for your whole life, you're going to pay a whole lot more for it. But the thing is, in my experience and seeing how whole life works, it really hurts people. In my opinion. And I mean, you can ask a bunch of financial gurus, they'll tell you never invest in a whole life policy because it's not going to benefit you or your family. The thing is, there's a bunch of hidden fees inside more. The fees will eat up the cash value. It's going to eat the cash value. And if you build up cash value inside the policy and you don't pay that money back that you take out, they're going to deduct it from the death benefit. So that's why a lot of our grandparents, they had whole life policies. They had a $10,000 policy, $20,000, and they didn't have it before we was born, right? Mm-hmm. They didn't already overpaid the death benefit from paying when they're paying on it, and then they also been borrowing money from the policy. So, but when grandma or grandpa passed away, they had a $15,000 policy, so we thinking we could give a proper burial, and we get a check for $1,000 from the insurance company. Like, hold on, what happened to the rest of the money? Oh, grandma owed $14,000.
Wow, she didn't pay it back. My brother, right. That's some cold stuff right there, because my grandmother, she kind of went through that. She was paying on a policy from the 70s, and really was only getting like $10,000 back, and that's wow. Freaking ridiculous, and that's ignorance, just as not knowing. So basically, well, don't wait till you like, oh, there's a new king.
So, Mr. Johnston, what would you suggest people do as far as like shopping for a policy or something?
I say always, and I say like when you go to a doctor, don't always go off the first opinion. Go get a few opinions. But in my belief, I would never sell a whole life policy to nobody because I know what it does. I always tell people, if you get you a term policy and set up an investment account separate from that policy. Set up an investment account, because with an investment account, you get a higher rate of return on your money than you will get with a whole life policy. The whole life policy only averages a 1 to 4% rate of return. An investment account has been averaging 9 to 12 since 1948, right? So with investment account, we have investment accounts that did one. We had one that did 57% in 2020, and we had another one that did 68%. So we put our clients in those type of vehicles so you get the insurance just in case something happens to you. But at the same time, we're going to show you how to become your own bank and create wealth for yourself, right? Because you're getting a bigger, larger rate of return. Well, and it's something that you could pull out and you don't have to pay anything back because it's your money. That's like what if your bank said, okay, we know you're putting your hard-earned money into our savings account, but if you take any of that money out, you have to pay it back with interest. Would y'all continue to bank with them?
Hell no.
No, absolutely not. Why would we do that with our insurance? You know what I'm saying? And we paying all this money. I pay $200 a month, but I can only borrow this money that's accumulating, and I have to pay it back. That doesn't make sense to me. So why not set up an investment account to where you don't have to pay anything back, and it's growing at a faster rate, and you're getting getting way more money than you would get with a whole life policy. But that's just my opinion. But I'll follow a lot of financial gurus that follow this. They say wealthy people do not invest in whole life policies. They don't. It's not it's a savings. Wealthy people want something they're gonna get that's gonna make money for them. So they invest their money in actual investment accounts.
That's what's up. Hey, we got a comment. Can one of you guys read the comment? Because it's not showing on my screen. I can't read it.
Something
I
popped
went
up.
to LAUSD school district. When y'all read that, I can't see it all.
Great points, guys. I got insurance on myself and my husband 1 week after we got married. Everyone should have that peace of mind.
Absolutely.
I've had insurance since I was 18 years old.
See, that's good. That's good because, like I said, we weren't taught. Certain people were taught by life insurance. A lot of people weren't.
Well,
that's good.
But I had
educated.
I mean, I think this is a situation amongst a lot of minorities because when you have a mom raising 4 or 5 boys, who would you suggest to get the life insurance? Moms or get it on the boys? And maybe if she can't afford to get it on all 4 boys, how would she go about trying to obtain life insurance for her kids?
Great question. That's a great question. So I will always start with the mom first, start with the parent first. And the thing is, I know with us, when we sit down with a family, you pay for 1 kid, the rest are free. Right? So I got clients that have 10, 11 kids, and we got them all covered. Because like I said, you pay for 1 kid, the rest are free. Every insurance company doesn't do that. Most insurance companies, they will tell you, they will put insurance policy. They say if me and 4 kids, something like that, they'll put insurance on me, and then they'll put a separate policy on each kid. They do that to make more money off of you. It's a commission. They going off the commission. To save money, you put everybody under 1 policy, and the kids stay on your policy to the age of 25. Okay, so then once the kids fall off, you can still get them covered. They could get 10 times the amount that they had, and you still be the policy owner, and it'll be super cheap. Now, if you have children that's older than the age of 25, I say, hey, get something on them. Get something. Because if you look at these times now, these kids are running around here crazy. They're going crazy right now. And they're just reckless, not caring about nothing. So, and then a lot of people just don't have 10, 15,000 laying around to bury somebody. So the first thing they're going to do is run the GoFundMe. They're going to go, and you don't want to do that. You basically begging people to help you bury somebody, to bury your responsibility.
And that's the thing too. I think a lot of people underestimate the actual cost of a funeral. Like I was talking to a partner of mine, and they was talking about, people think like even a cremation is like $3,000. Y'all know that was in the 60s, the 80s and 90s. A cremation could run for like $10,000 or $12,000 straight up. That's like my little cousin. His cremation ran $12,000.
That's ridiculous.
I had another question. When it comes to obtaining life insurance on your kids, do you need their signature to get life insurance on them? And if not, what age would you need their signature?
So you won't, if they're over the age of 25, you won't. If you're the policy owner, all you need is their social. That's how. I mean, with this new area, all you need is social, because we put everything into a computer system now. We don't do. It's not paperwork no more. Everything is a computer system now. So you just need their social. But if they're under the age of 25, all you need is the first and last name, date of birth, height, weight.
Say if that kid is staying with another parent.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
That's still your kid.
And watch this. I don't know if people know this or not, but you can get insurance on your grandkids without even getting permission from the parents or anything like that. Yep.
I have all of my grandchildren insured, all of my children insured. Although my first 2 are grown with families of their own, I want my family to be set.
Right. Well, you knew. But me, you, and CJ knew. The other 3 didn't know that.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
I just snap. So don't get no crazy ideas. This does point directly at you.
Right, yeah. Hey, if I'm a beneficiary, don't tell me. We go camping. I want to go camping.
Years ago, I wanted to start something called hood insurance. You put insurance on your homeboys. The ones out there active and everything.
That'd have been smart.
I don't know. That might have been bad. If
Hey, man, you gonna hook up after this, bro?
Your homeboy trying to take you out and like, hold on, man.
They're doing life insurance at churches. Churches are giving out life insurance policy. Like when my buddy first told me that, I thought it was like a joke. I was like, that's kind of messed up. But to be honest, it's doing more good than bad. That's really like a great idea, because guess who they coming to get that free service during the funeral? Like, because you trying to cut all corners for that funeral, and you're going to the preacher like, can you just do this one for free? You know, so that's a good idea. But got to get that life insurance.
As long as it's not taking a lot away from the family, you know, I would agree with that. Because, you know, I mean, if you have a policy to where, okay, hey, out of this $100,000 policy, the funeral get $10,000. I mean, for, you know, church get $10,000 for the funeral, and the rest goes to the family or something like that. I would, you know, but I've never heard of that myself, honestly. In my years ago, I heard
my boy Tony Duncan at you out there. That's going on, and yeah, that's straight up. But where we at? We done with this topic. We moving on. How was it? Hey,
very invaluable information. Let's put this man's information back up there.
Invaluable
insurance. If you colored,
That's what I said.
Go to the black man and get your insurance and everything. This man seems like he's legitimate. He's straightforward. He's trying to, you know, do some great things, and we want to promote that. That's what
I appreciate you guys. I really do. I really do. We really trying to change the game out here, man. Really thank you.
Definitely.
We appreciate you coming on and doing this too, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great information. Great information.
Thank you.
One more thing. You said that your wife and you guys had a business. Your wife black, sir? No, I'm just messing with you.
Man, he almost started off.
No, wait. I never had a chance to congratulate you guys on the marriage, bro.
Congratulations. Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate you, man.
Salute.